Hey folks, JR. Had a viewer ask about the Kansas Street Massacre, which is the event that eventually led to the creation of the TAC unit in Memphis. So I thought we'd go on and do a little episode about it just to give you the lowdown. Now, this information is as correct as I can make it. The location where the first 4 people were shot and killed, I'm within a block of where it happened, I think. I believe the pictures you're going to see are where it actually happened. Now, the location where the police officer was killed, the Memphis police officer, that is exact. And this location is in southwest Memphis. I used to ride over there when I was in the South Precinct. That was 0224's ward, and it's now part of the Airway Station Precinct. But this is the location, I'm pretty sure, 1670 Kansas Street. There was a liquor store and a candy store on this corner. It's the corner of Kansas Street and West Fay Avenue. Now, a man by the name of David Sanders was standing near the corner of West Fay and Kansas Street. There was a liquor store and a candy store connected. Only in Memphis would you have a liquor store and a candy store sitting side by side. But anyway, Sanders is standing out there and he's armed with a .30-30 rifle. He's standing on that corner, and for whatever reason he starts shooting. He killed a man named Willie Farmer, who was an ice cream vendor. Mr. Farmer was pushing his ice cream cart up the sidewalk. Sanders shot and killed him. And then John Aldridge, who was an elderly junk collector, he was shot down while he was pushing his cart full of scrap down the street. Then Henrietta Watson, who was an employee at the Cozy Corner candy store, which was next door to the liquor store, she came out to see what was going on. Sanders shot and killed her. And then Jesse Dooley, a resident of the neighborhood, was shot and killed next when he came to investigate. Now, according to a witness who was working across the street, he said the junk man was pushing his cart up the street when all of a sudden this guy with a rifle shot him. Then he wheeled around and he shot the popsicle man. Then a lady ran out of the candy store and he shot her too. Then another man came up and he shot him. Then he took off down the street shooting at cars. Now Sanders is walking southbound down Kansas Street on the east side of the street, and he's shooting at cars driving by. He shoots and wounds, among others, a federal probation officer who was driving into the office. And he gets down to 1760 Kansas, and that's when the first patrol car gets there. They had gotten a call about a shots fired call. So Clark and his partner pull up. Clark encounters the suspect at 1760 Kansas. Suspect runs around to the back of the house. Officer Clark chases him. And they get behind the house. Clark's able to get off one shot, hits the suspect in the shoulder. Then the officer ducks back around the corner of the house. Well, it's one of those shotgun houses, so it's not just real solid, but then again, you're talking about a .30-30 rifle. So the officer ducks back around the corner. Officer Clark, and the suspect fires one shot, and it goes through the wall of the house, exits the other side, the other wall of the house, and hits Clark hits him in the side of the head, and it kills him. Suspect then kicks in the door, barricades himself inside the house. Of course, by then, now the calls done went out that you got multiple people down, and you got an officer down. So, pretty well every officer that can shows up over there. According to the story I was told by some of the lieutenants I used to work for, they said everybody that was down at the old police building, the central station, they all came a-running. Everybody drove down there and they surrounded the house. Now, they had the house surrounded, and suspect was firing shots at them, and they were firing shots at him, and I mean volleys and volleys of gunfire into the house. And in fact, they fired so many rounds, they literally shot the house off the foundation. In fact, if you have ever seen the movie The Gauntlet, in the scene where Clint Eastwood's in the house and the Las Vegas police are outside and they shoot the house, and at the end the house collapses, that's literally what happened in this case. So tear gas finally forces the suspect Sanders out of the house, and they literally shot him to pieces. You figure there were somewhere around 100 police officers there, and a good many of them was firing. And the police department decided after that they needed a better plan for such situations when you have barricaded suspects. So they said, I think we need to get a TAC unit. That was a new thing, a TAC unit. So you didn't have a lot of departments that had them, and that's what started it. Now, I cannot tell you the exact year the TAC unit was started, but it was just within a few years of that. It was in the 70s. Now, Officer Clark, David Clark, he's, if you've never seen it before, I do have a musical tribute to fallen officers of the Memphis Police Department that's on my page. You can check it out. You'll see David Clark's picture. And if you notice, looking at the picture of where 1760 Kansas Street is, you will notice that there is not a house there. And that's because the Memphis Police Department shot it to pieces. So when I tell you they shot it off the foundation, that's what they literally did. They fired so many rounds into the house. But that was the incident that led to the creation of the Memphis Police Department Tactical Unit. Folks, that's going to wrap it up. I didn't want to make this too long and make it a painful experience. I hope you enjoyed this little history lesson about Memphis and about the creation of the TAC unit. And folks, as always, I will see you down the road.